Alright guys, welcome back. Ivar's taking a nap, as you can see, and I thought I would take this opportunity to do an update video. I don't know if you can see him. There he is. Thought I would take this opportunity to do an update video on some of the changes that I've made around the house. Yeah, just updates around here in general, and I'm also going to make a cup of coffee, and thought I would take you guys along with me for that, just an afternoon coffee pup date, if you will. Update on the puppy, update on how I'm adjusting and how we're all adjusting to this new change of having this puppy, because it has been kind of a whirlwind and a little bit chaotic at times and a little bit very stressful at times, like much more so than what I thought it was going to be. So first of all, I'm just going to take you a quick tour around the house and show you what's different from the last time and explain to you why I made these changes, where I got some of the items. Because I know that there was a couple people who left comments on that puppy video and they said themselves that they also just got a new dog or that they were planning to get a new dog. And I don't know, maybe it'll be helpful for somebody, maybe not, but that's okay. It's, something interesting for me to talk about. So let's just start at the entrance of the home here and move our way around. So first of all, please don't mind all the garbage. I do have to take the garbage out. But one thing I did get, and I don't want to open the door because I don't want him to think I'm leaving, and he has a tendency to think I'm leaving. I don't know if you can see, but right there is a fake grass mat. So I got a fake grass mat to put outside on the balcony or on the deck area. Here in Canada right now, we're having like really, really nice weather for the time of year. It's literally like December 23rd and it's +5 out. Great weather to be housebreaking a puppy. But if we have that time when it does get to be like -25, -30 all of a sudden, because sometimes we just get like just a cold snap like that, if that happens, it might be more difficult to take him to find a spot. Maybe he won't want to go outside. I'm not sure how that's going to look. And I don't know how often he's going to need to be going out when that happens. And it could just be very difficult. So I wanted to get this little fake grass mat. I think you can see it just in the corner there. And I took him out earlier today and put him on it and told him to go potty, and he did. So he knows how to use it. But I just wanted to have that just as kind of like, just to make me feel better, just a security, or for example, maybe one day the maintenance guy is going to come out and remove snow. When we have snow, our maintenance guys are really on the ball and they're out there like every single day, sometimes twice a day, shoveling and using the snowblower. And I'm sure the dog is going to be petrified of the snowblower. If that's the case, I want to at least have like a fake grass for him to go on, you know what I mean? Just as a security blanket. This isn't an apartment, this is a townhouse, but it comes with its own set of difficulties because we don't have a fenced-in backyard. So every time he has to go out to pee, I have to take him out to pee every single time, and that's how it's going to be until we buy a house, which isn't going to be for a while. So I just wanted to set us up for success. I wanted to have the option of having that fake grass if we need it for some reason, if the weather is inclement, if we get a crazy snowstorm and we can't go outside. Update number 2, we have this set of stairs, as you can see, which just so happens to perfectly match the color of the couch. Because one thing I was not planning for or anticipating is that he would want to jump off the couch, and he is too little to be jumping off the couch. He has jumped off the couch already and he didn't hurt himself. But after I noticed that, I made sure to watch him like a hawk, and I was like, hey, you're not jumping off the couch anymore. So I immediately ordered him this pair of stairs, this puppy stairs from Amazon. So these are actually memory foam, and then they have this like material on top, and they actually have little wooden slats underneath, and so it's like sturdy but yet it's soft, so it's not too much impact for his joints. And he learned very quickly how to use them to get up and down from the couch. I did try bringing out the area rug and putting the area rug back, but he did have an accident on it pretty shortly afterwards, so I think it's just a safe bet not to have an area rug. I think if we want to set him up for success, we just can't have an area rug. He's just gonna always want to pee on it. If there's an option between going to the rug or sitting at the front door, which he's still trying to learn, I don't want to give him the option of thinking that he should maybe go on an area rug. So that's twice now that there has been a mat on the floor that he's peed on. So it just tells me that mats and area rugs are not a good way to go for him right now. In terms of the puppy corner, this is kind of what his little puppy corner looks like. This is what the corner looks like. So the tree is taken down. The Christmas gifts have all been opened. We celebrated an early Christmas. So literally the only thing in the living room right now that has a power cord plugged in is the lamp in the corner. And we kind of need the lamp because we have no pot lights or anything in here. So if we don't have a lamp, it's very, very dark in the living room. So that's just kind of like a necessary thing that we need. But because of that, I do have it sectioned off with an exercise pen that I have like tripled up, and it's pretty sturdy. And just as a precaution, if I ever leave him and he is unsupervised, I unplug it anyways. In terms of his kennel and everything, or his crate, I always call it a kennel. He is not sleeping in the kennel. He is not being locked up in the kennel when we leave the house. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I did a lot of polls and I talked to a lot of people and I asked a lot of people's opinions on what they thought about crate training. There's a lot of countries in the world that don't crate train. In fact, I was reading that America is one of the only places that crate trains as hard as we do, or as hard as they do. And I think that's just owing to Americans tend to have very busy lifestyles. And a lot of people wrote me on Instagram who are from Europe and other places, and they said, we don't crate train, like that's really foreign to us. We don't even understand the concept, like why you would put your dog in a crate during the day. I do understand it has pros and cons, and it's a very debatable topic. So I'm sure that people will have things to say in the comments, and feel free to write it down below. I'm just doing what I feel works best for us. He's okay with the crate, and we've been doing crate training. We've been doing all the right exercises, like rewarding him for laying down, rewarding him for being good, not letting him out when he whines, letting him out when he's not whining, feeding him in his crate, spending time in the crate, playing in and around the crate, practicing short periods with the door open and shut. Like, I've been doing all of that stuff, but it doesn't seem to matter. If he is in there and I shut the crate door, he will cry bloody murder. Whereas if I baby gate off a room with everything he needs, he does not cry. Even if I leave the house, he doesn't cry. It's like his separation anxiety, which he does have a little bit, is amplified by so much if he goes in the crate. And that's just so stressful for me, and it's stressful for him. And I don't need him pawing at the crate, trying to get out. I don't need him biting at the bars, hurting himself. It's just so much more anxiety. And so I understand that the crate will be good if he ever does have to go to the vet or anything, or if we ever have to travel and he needs to be in a kennel, you know, and when that time comes, we'll deal with it. But I just don't want to put him in the crate for any long period of time. Also, because I think it's unique to everybody's situation. Like, when I don't work right now very much, I actually went down to casual, which has been so nice. I went down to casual for numerous reasons. For one thing, if you guys have been following my channel for any length of time, I've been talking to you guys literally, I think almost every single video. If you watch all my other videos after night shifts, every single time I tell you guys, I have to make a change. Like, night shifts are killing me because I do not sleep very well during the day. I don't adjust to turnarounds, and it's just not good for you. Like, it's not good for the human body in general to be awake all night. Even if you do sleep during the day, it's still not healthy to force yourself to stay up all night. So giving up night shifts was something that I was contemplating for a long time. Then after we got the puppy, it kind of all just came together, and it was like, how am I possibly going to work like those crazy turnarounds and multiple night shifts in a row, being that my heart already doesn't like night shifts and my body is struggling with night shifts. My doctor has told me numerous times I should give up my night shifts. And then we got the puppy. So it kind of all just came together all at once and was like, okay, night shift's got to go. Like, at least until Ivar is older, more mature, sleeping through the night, a little bit more calm. He's got to go through that puppy phase. He's got to go through that teenage dog phase. It's going to be really difficult. I need to be able to be here in the home to give him proper training. And, you know, I need to be doing my kind of housewifely, you know, at home kind of duties. Like, I need to be doing my duties as a mother and a woman of the home, and I need to be home more for that. So anyway, it all just kind of came together. So that was a change I made. I have no idea how I got on this topic, and I have no idea what I was talking about. One other little change that you will see is I did get a camera, and this was not an expensive camera at all. It's not like a Nest or anything, but I did want some sort of a camera that was Wi-Fi, that I could hook up to an app on my phone, and I could see what's going on in my house when I'm not home. So this little camera, was like $39 from Amazon. Technology these days is crazy because this thing is actually so good and it was so cheap. So basically when I leave the house, when I'm leaving Ivar, I plug it in and there's an app on my phone and I can hear him and I can also talk to him if I need to, although the sound quality isn't very good. And it also has motion detecting, so it can follow him around the room, or you can turn off motion detecting and you can just use your finger to move the camera around the room and look at what you want to look at. And that has been really, really helpful. Well, actually, you guys, I will say it's as helpful as it is not helpful. It's nice on one hand to be able to look at a glance, see what Ivar's doing, see if he's whining, hear if he's crying. However, if he is crying and he is whining, it's actually very, very stressful because wherever I am, whether I'm shopping or getting my nails done or going to the gym or something, it's so stressful for me to hear him cry. So it's almost like I would be better off not having a camera because ignorance is bliss. It would be nice just to leave the house and not know what he's doing and just assume or hope that he's chilling on his dog bed or sleeping or playing with his toys or whatever. That would be nice. But the reality is most of the time he does do a little bit of searching for me. And yesterday was easily the most stressful day so far of having him. So before I get into why it was so stressful, I'll just show you here. So I did install a baby gate. It's an extra wide baby gate and it does have the door so you can open and shut it, you can walk through, or you can leave it shut. Because I was toying around with the idea of making the kitchen the puppy proof room, because the kitchen is the room with the least amount of stuff he can wreck. There's no power cords in here. There's nothing in here he can hurt himself on. I did get child-proof things for the cupboards so that I can lock up all the chemicals under the sink. And then this is food. So I did get a proof thing for here. But yeah, otherwise, until he's big enough to like jump up on the cupboards and reach stuff. And if he is in here, I always keep stuff like this out of reach just because I don't want him to pull it down inadvertently. But yeah, there's like nothing in here that he can really hurt himself on, and there's nothing in here he can really wreck. When it comes to the kitchen table and chair set, the legs on the table are made of metal. So good luck wrecking those. And he has shown interest in chewing the legs on the chairs, like I said, but I do have this anti-bite spray. And since I started putting that on the chairs, he's been showing a lot less interest. The garbage can, I've moved into the closet and locked up so he can't get into the garbage. So like, this is a pretty safe room for him. You know what I mean? So what I did yesterday was I brought his kennel in here, I brought his dog bed, I brought his toys, I brought his water, I gave him one of his favorite treats, and I left the house. And I had to leave for an hour and a half, and I was going to be on the highway. There was no way I could come back home, even if he was super stressed out. And this poor little guy cried for me for half an hour, cried for me, was looking for me. He was hopping up on the chairs. He was jumping up on the cupboards. He couldn't get on the cupboard, but he was like jumping up on the cupboards looking for me, jumping up on the baby gate. He was so distressed. And I was so upset watching him be distressed and knowing that I was on the highway and I couldn't just turn around and come home. And that was really, really hard. And that was super stressful. So making the kitchen his quote-unquote puppy-proof safe place did not go very well. Maybe it'll be better when he's older, but so far it did not work. The other thing that I have tried that has been successful twice is leaving him in the living room, which is also fairly puppy-proof for his age. I will have to make more adjustments as he gets older because, for example, on the entryway table here, there's obviously some stuff he could like chew. Like there's a coffee table book. There's this wooden knot thing. There's these like wooden Christmas decorations, which might look pretty enticing to him. He might start chewing on this entryway table, but otherwise there's nothing plugged in. Honestly, like I've told you guys before, if he starts chewing on the corners of the couch, I don't really care. We want to get a new couch anyway. If he does one day destroy the couch, like preferably he wouldn't, but if he did destroy the couch one day because he was so anxious and we didn't train him properly and he wasn't playing with his toys and one day he decided he was going to eat the sofa, if he did that, it would not be the end of the world because eventually I do want to get a new couch, and this couch is not in the best condition because my cat has already been like running all around it. She's scratched it up, like, you know, it's The couch is okay, but what I'm saying is it like wouldn't be the end of the world. He's not going to hurt himself. He just might hurt the couch. But yeah, otherwise there's like, otherwise he has everything he needs in here. And the thing about the living room is I think he is most comfortable in this room. So what I have is I have this baby gate here. And then I also today installed a baby gate here at the bottom of the stairs. Same type of thing. This one opens and closes as well. It's pressure mounted. It's got the vertical bars so he can't climb it. It's too tall for him to jump over. Maybe when he gets older he might be able to, but right now it's too tall for him to jump over. And then that goes up the stairs. While I'm standing here, I'm just going to tell you guys that in my last video, he was trying to go up the stairs quite a bit, and I actually learned that he should not be going up the stairs on a regular basis because it's not good for his joints, not until he's more mature. So I do let him go up the stairs like once a day, just for like when we're going to bed or whatever, he can practice going up the stairs, that's fine. But I don't let him go up the stairs numerous times. And also he hasn't come down them yet. I don't trust him to come down without hurting himself, so he doesn't come down the stairs. But anyway, so I wanted to block this area off because I don't want him going up and down the stairs all day. And because the cat is really not thrilled with him, that is her area where she has her litter box, her food. She feels safe up there. My daughter's bedroom is up there. Yeah, she's got her toys up there. So that's kind of like her safe space. And I have to keep them separated because she is very aggressive toward him and he wants to play, which is not a good combination. So this is the living room area. So I think the living room is where he feels safe because, and I think I did this like to myself because as I told you guys when we first came here, he was going outside to pee quite often. He was really distressed because he had just left his mom and his litter mates. He needed to be closer to me. He wanted to be touching me all the time when he slept, and it was important to build that bond and stuff like that. So because he needed to go pee so often, I was just sleeping with him down here on the couch. And so he spent the first like 4 or 5 days here on the couch in this room. And he knows this room is our place. Like if he's outside peeing, he finds his way back to the house and he knows that this is like his house. So I think he just feels comfortable here. And so if I leave him in the living room with the baby gates shut and make sure there's nothing plugged in and the camera's on and stuff, and he's got his toys and his water, he is as chill as can be. He does do a little bit of looking for me. Like he kind of walks around and he kind of looks at the door and he looks at the baby gate and he kind of walks around and he has whined a couple times, but then he kind of chills out and he either just plays with his toys or he falls asleep, literally. So I think that because he feels safe and comfortable and happy in the living room, provided I can prevent him from chewing up the couch, I think the living room is the best place for him to be. And if I can accomplish what we need to accomplish without having to stick him in a crate, then what is the difference? You know what I mean? Like if I can keep him safe in the living room, he's not having accidents, which he doesn't. When I leave the house, he doesn't have accidents in the living room. He's comfortable. He's not having separation anxiety. He's not hurting himself. He's not destroying anything. If I can accomplish all of that without using a crate, then why would I stick him in the crate? Like, that's what I was talking about. So I'm not working a lot right now. I'm working very sporadically. When I do work, you guys, like when I do go back to work, my shifts are not like Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. I leave the house at 6:30 in the morning and sometimes I don't get home till 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night. So this poor baby would be in his crate all day, literally all day. And that's not fair to him. Like, I don't think it's fair that I would come home at lunch and let him out to pee and then pretty much have to put him back in and leave right away because I only get a half-hour lunch. I don't think it's fair that I would come home on my supper break if I get to leave for a supper break, which 9 times out of 10 at my job, I don't get to leave. We're just too busy. So there's no way I can just come home and he wouldn't get his walks. He wouldn't get his exercise. As a German Shepherd, he's going to be going crazy, pent up in a tiny little box all day when he could at least have free run of the house on that day that I do work a 12-hour shift or a 13-hour shift. I do plan going forward that even if I do work that day, I'm going to take him out for a nice long walk in the morning, first thing before I even go to work. And I do plan I'm going to walk him when I get home at night. But the point is, as a nurse, as a shift working nurse, someone tell me how humane it is to use a crate. I just don't think it is. And I know that dogs are den animals and blah, 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 and they like are descendant from wolves and they like a nice, quiet, safe space, and that's fine. But he finds his little safe spaces. You know, he sits under the coffee table. He lays by the door with his stuffies. He does go into his crate with the door open. I just don't think that it's going to be right for me to stick him in the crate with the door shut for hours and hours and hours. Because, yeah, like I say, it's not like I have a 9 to 5 where I get an hour lunch break. I can come home for lunch and let him out, take him for a little walk, and then I'm home again at 4:30, and then I'm home with him all night. That's not how it is. It's like if I work, I am gone all day. Yeah, for me, what I'm going to do is when I do work, I'm going to try to schedule it for when somebody is here to watch him, either my daughter, or if my mom can come and stay with him for a day, or I can take him to doggy daycare, or I can trust a friend or family member to come in and spend some time with him and take him out, or my boyfriend happens to be in town. That's what I'm going to try to do, at least until he is a mature dog and he's okay being by himself for a long time. But that's going to be a while. Like, because we got him at such a young age, which we did want to get him at a young age, we have to accept the responsibility that we have to go through the puppy phase, the teenage phase, and we have to give him proper training and lots of time and lots of energy to get him to that phase where he's a great dog who's also chill. And he's a German Shepherd. He's probably always going to need lots of energy and lots of activity, and that's fine. That's what we signed up for. But then I have to be able to give him that. One other thing that I did get him is this snuffle mat, which it's okay, but honestly, I wouldn't say that I absolutely love it. Basically, a snuffle mat, if you haven't heard of it, is where you can put their kibble in and they have to sniff around and find their kibble. So what I don't like about it is he doesn't always get all the kibble out, and there always seems to be a couple pieces left over. It's not the end of the world, but I just don't think it's the most effective or fun way for him to engage his mind. I do have a puzzle toy, and the puzzle toy where you have like the plastic pieces that move and he has to like use his nose and his paws to move the pieces around. That is much better for him. Another thing that I did since the last video is I moved my Scentsy warmer into the kitchen. The Scentsy warmer was previously in the living room, you guys might recall from my last video, and that was very much in the early, like the first couple days when I first got him. And it was like honeymoon period, new baby in the house, new puppy. He wasn't really getting into trouble. He just kind of like slept and ate and peed and then played with his toys. But I realized that I didn't want anything potentially toxic within his reach, and I certainly didn't want anything plugged in. So I just took the Scentsy and put it here in the kitchen. So it smells wonderful and it's out of his reach and he can't hurt himself. Paper towel is something that we could probably have stocks in. Like we should probably buy shares of like the paper towel market, because we go through so much paper towel. It's insane. So just to show you guys a couple of the things I have also had to purchase, it's amazing how you don't realize how much stuff you're going to have to purchase until after you get the dog, unless you've had puppies before and you're prepared, which I was not. Advanced severe stain and odor remover. It's got three times the enzyme cleaning power probacteria enzyme formula, helps prevent repeat marking. So basically what you do is you clean up the pee, you spray this all over the floor, you let it sit for 5 minutes, you dab up the excess moisture, and then you just let it air dry. It seems to work pretty good because he doesn't often go back to the same place, but at the same time, we've been really good at taking him out when he needs to go out. So this is the Granix something or other bitter apple taste deterrent for dogs. I got this from Amazon. It's okay. It's not the greatest. One thing he's been wanting to chew on is one of the baseboards in the living room at the bottom of the stairs, which honestly, if he chews up the baseboard, what do I care? It's like $15. It's easy to fix. I'd rather him chew the baseboard than the couch. My only concern would be that he would bite off pieces of plastic and ingest them. I don't want him to choke or eat things he shouldn't eat. So I am trying to deter him from chewing up the baseboard. So this honestly did not deter him at all. He loves chewing on the baseboard so much that he just goes at it anyways. However, this did work for the kitchen table and chair legs. So I don't know, take that for what you will. Then I went to a different place in town and I picked up this Bitter Yuck No Chew spray. Apparently this is a lot stronger, and apparently it's very, very terrible tasting. I haven't tasted either of them, and I don't really know which one works better, to be honest. I just have a sneaky suspicion that this stuff is stronger. And I have sprayed this on the baseboard, and that still did not stop him from chewing the baseboard. So yeah, I don't know. I think the best thing is just to train him not to do it and to give him stuff he can chew on. Well, that's a little bit frustrating. I seem to have lost one of Ivar's favorite bags of treats. I found them. I had stuck them in the freezer, which is fine too, because if they're cold, it'll actually be nice on his teeth and it'll take him longer to chew. Anyway, these he loves. Like, you know, when they talk about high value treats, like treats that your pet just goes crazy for, that you're supposed to use for training, this would be his. So these are the Tilted Barn Pet Company lamb treats. They actually smell really good. They smell like beef jerky, kind of, and they smell like just a really good like meat treat, and he loves them. So I try not to give him these too often. I want them to be just if I really need him to listen. Otherwise, I just wanted to show you guys, I got this little bin here. I just took it from upstairs in the closet, and this is where I keep all of his treats and bones and stuff organized. And I'll just show you what we have and what he likes. So we have these bully sticks I got from Amazon, and they're puppy bully sticks. They absolutely reek. Like, they smell like rotten cow, but he likes them. They take him quite a while. It takes him quite a while to go through. So I like something that kind of gets his attention, and he can sit there and he can chill and he can chew for a while, because I'd rather have him chewing on something like that than chewing on the baseboards. I try to give him his treats and his stuff like this more sparingly, because I don't want it to replace his diet, and they are edible. So something else, we have the Kettlecraft Small Bite Smoky Canadian Bacon recipe. Dog treats, he really does not care for those all that much. They're kind of big and they're kind of chewy, and he just doesn't go crazy for them. These he does like a little bit better. These are the lamb and salmon. I also have these calming chews. I don't know if they help. Like I told you guys in my last video, I don't know if they help, but they have magnesium and stuff like that, and they're supposed to be good for separation anxiety. So I'm gonna try giving him one of these before I leave the house, and see if it does help. One other thing I will mention is, I showed you guys in the last video, he has a little stuffy that has a little heartbeat in it. I think that really helped. Today I left him because I had to go do some shopping, and I put the little heartbeat on, I turned it on, and I gave him the stuffy, and he literally took the stuffy to the front door and fell asleep with it. So I don't know if it comforted him. I don't know. Like, people say it really does help. I just kept the wrapper for this because this is the hide-free rolls, the chicken recipe puppy. He loves these. So I kept the, the package, because I wanted to remember to go back and get more if I needed to. What I like about these hide-free rolls is that, again, they take a really long time for the puppy to go through it. So it's something to give him if I need him just to like chill out, just relax, lay down, chew on something, let me have a shower, let me clean the house. This is also part of a dream bone. He really likes the dream bones. These are the dream bones. He really likes them, but again, they are edible, and actually they don't take that long to go through. He chews through pretty quickly. Like, he chews the ends off, and then once he chews the ends off, I have to be really careful to watch him to make sure he doesn't choke. So that's my only kind of issue with these like dog treats, is that a lot of them you have to be so careful and you have to watch to make sure that they don't choke. And I'm paranoid of him choking, because I've never had to do CPR on a dog, knock on wood. I've done CPR on people, lots of people, but I have not done CPR on a dog, and I don't want to have to, and it just scares me. So anyway, but he does really like the dream bone. So if I want to give him a treat, if I need him really to just chill out for a minute while I do something, the dream bones are good. This is what's left of his hide-free roll, which I'm going to have to throw out pretty soon, because it's getting to the point that it's getting too small. And again, I don't want him to choke. He also really likes these. This is just a small collagen stick. This is just an extra thing I got from Amazon, this Benebone. He has another one. I didn't realize I had two. He does not show any interest in this at all. I also got these triple flavor, good and fun, long-lasting rawhide treats, and he really likes these. Oh, somebody's waking up. Well, hi, Ivar. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come here. Did you wake up? Did you wake up from a big nap? Now we're gonna have to go outside, huh? Yeah. Hello, what are you doing? Look at how big. Look how big he's gotten. Oh my gosh. I love his little face. His little face looks like a little deer. Don't you? Yeah. Yes, you have a little deer face now. He's just got the cutest, like, the best little eyes. The nibbling and the biting. I don't mind if he nibbles a little bit, but the bites are a problem. Look at that little face. Look at you. Look at your little face. I love his little face. Okay, I'm gonna put this down, take him out for a pee. All right, we just came in from a pee and he was a good boy. He had a nice long pee. Okay, and the last thing that's in his treat bag here is these little sweet potato chews. So these things, I don't mind if he has like one of these a day because it's just fiber, it's sweet potato, it's good for him, and it's literally just dehydrated sweet potato. I wouldn't say those are like a high value treat. He doesn't go crazy for them. He definitely likes some of the other stuff more than the sweet potatoes. He's rooting around looking for his food. Maybe he's hungry. He's having his meals 4 times a day. Yeah, he's finding some little treats in there. Then you have to stop him from chewing on the strings. But Ivar, what are you doing? Where's your kibble? It's in there. Ivar, where's your kibble? See? I don't know. I don't love that snuffle mat all that much. Like, I feel like it's not the easiest. Like the fibers and stuff, they're just not the easiest for him to, like, there's still food in there, and like if he knew it was there, he'd eat it. So, but he loves his kibble. He's much more motivated by kibble than he is treats. So I just pulled these out of the closet to show you guys, because if I leave the closet door open, he goes in the closet and tries to steal all the shoes. That's probably one of the most annoying things, is his obsession with shoes. Like, I don't even know why we get him toys. We could just buy him a pack of sneakers and he would be so happy. These 2 things I actually got today when I was at Mark's Work Wearhouse. What I wanted was a good pair of waterproof boots, because like I said, I'm not much of an outdoor person, and I don't usually go outside when it's cold and snowy, aside from to get from the door to the car. But what I wanted was a pair of boots that was warm, waterproof, good on the ice, something that I could wear when I walk Ivar when it gets a little bit colder out. I didn't want my being cold to limit our ability to go out and give him exercise. So they're the Wind River T-Max insulation. They are waterproof, they are slip resistant, good for the ice. They're actually kind of cute, like for Canadian, like cold weather, snowy style fashion, kind of. They're kind of cute. I don't mind them. So they're actually really easy to get on and off. You just slip your foot in and then you can do this thing up like the drawstring. They're very, very comfortable, and they're good for -30. So not that I anticipate we're going to be walking at -30, but you never know, because German Shepherds are a cold weather breed and they have a double coat. And I've heard of German Shepherds that love being outside, even when it's like -20. Have any more kibble? Oh, there's a kibble. There's a kibble. Yeah, obviously I'm not going to make him walk when it's like super, super cold outside, but I wanted a good pair of boots because, like I said, I don't want me being cold or like not wanting to go outside to hinder our ability to go for walks. I want to like walk the crap out of him. So anyway, got those. Really, really happy with those. They were also on sale for only $139 Canadian, which is pretty good. And then I also picked these up. These are just like a warmer pair of slippers, because the slippers I have right now are open toe. And when I take them out in the middle of the night to pee and it's not wet outside or snowy or anything, my feet still get really cold. And I just wanted like a comfortable, warm pair of slippers that I could just slip on, take them out for a pee. They're also from the brand Wind River. Yeah, you know, as much as I love my high heels and I love my like Louboutin high heels, I have to embrace the Canadian climate. Like, it's just, Ivar, it's just not going to work if we don't embrace the Canadian climate, right? Like, I have to stay warm. What am I supposed to do? This is what the snuffle mat is good for. Forget about the kibble. We just want to chew on the string. As long as he doesn't dislodge that plastic thing and swallow it, it'll be fine. But you know what? At this point, I'm like, as long as you're not hurting yourself, I really don't care what you do. Whatever keeps you from chewing on my ankles. And what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, there's more kibble. That's the trouble with that mat. Like, he thinks he has all the kibble, and then 10 days later we find another piece of kibble. So anyway, those are my 2 shoe finds. I also did get a jacket, which I'm not going to pull out because I don't want him to think he should play with it and I don't want to get it dirty. I'm kind of saving it for when he's a little bit more mature and we've got really cold weather, but I also got a really good Columbia jacket that's also good for like -30. I've been worried about him because he's been having a little bit of a sniffle occasionally, and sometimes I don't know why he's whining. Sometimes I don't know why you're whining, Ivar. We're still trying to figure that out, aren't we? Yes. What do you want? Maybe he has to have a number 2. Oh, see, he's been sneezing the odd time too. I actually called the vet the other night because I was worried about it, but she said not to worry about it unless he like started having trouble breathing or something, or started coughing, or had nausea and vomiting, diarrhea. Are you hungry? He could be looking for his next meal too. What are you looking for? Look at his, I love that his little ears are starting to stand up. Yeah, I better cut the video short and I better play with him and figure out what it is that he wants from me. Maybe he has to have a number 2, or maybe he's just looking for food. I'm still not sure what all of his little whines mean. I feel like sometimes he just whines because he wants attention. Good boy, sit. Good boy. Down. Good boy. Good boy, Ivar. We're working on rollover too. He doesn't quite, and I don't know if I'm doing it right, but roll over. Good boy! Yay! He doesn't quite roll over all the way, but he has the general idea, doesn't he? Yes, you're such a good boy. He's very treat motivated. Come. Come. Good boy. Good boy. We've learned a couple new things. On your bed. On your bed. On your bed. Good boy. Good boy. In your kennel. Good boy. Yeah, he's so smart. He's so smart. I'm going to have to find new things to... I think he's hungry. I think that's what he wants. I'm going to have to find new tricks to do with him because he's so smart. I'm actually getting hungry and I don't know what to eat. This is one of the good things about having Ivar amongst many, besides the fact that we love him and he's so cute and all this stuff, although he's been so much work. One of the good things is that my diet has been... like, there's no way I'm ever going to gain weight with this dog. Yeah, between the frequent trips up and down the stairs to take him out to pee and the amount of work that he is and exercising with him and cleaning the house and just staying on top of things, there's no time for me to sit and, like, veg out. Like, there's no time. So I've actually gotten more fit since getting him because I think it's just impossible not to. Plus, he's kind of heavy and I have to pick him up and carry him outside. Yeah, I think going forward, there's going to be absolutely no, like, 0 chance I'm ever going to become overweight or unhealthy. He's like a built-in exercise plan, especially as he gets older and he needs those, like, hour-long walks, you know, when he's a more mature dog. That's one thing that I think is a blessing, is that at this age, he's not supposed to walk for longer than 5 minutes a day, like a formal walk. So that's one good thing, is that on top of everything else that we're doing, I don't have to take him for like an hour-long walk. That would just be crazy. But one thing that I will say, though, you guys, is that the whole like puppy blues thing is real. I didn't even know that was a thing. And honestly, before we got him, I wasn't prepared for how much work it would be. Like, I anticipated getting a puppy. I knew we were going to have to housebreak him. I knew that he would have like some separation anxiety and we'd have to deal with that. But I was not even thinking about, I just had no idea like the full capacity of how much work it is. There's taking him out every 2 hours to pee, or after he eats, plays, wakes up from a nap. There's obedience training. You have to do all this obedience training. There's keeping up with keeping the house clean, keeping him and the cat apart because the cat is aggressive toward him and I don't want him to lose an eyeball. What else is there? I don't know. It's just like never ends, you know, making sure he doesn't have accidents, keeping track of where he is all the time, and the separation anxiety, not being able to leave my house when I want to leave my house, not having any alone time, literally no alone time, like unless somebody's watching him, like my daughter's watching him or my mom's watching him. I can't just go and have like a bubble bath. I can't just go have a shower. Like, it's literally like having a new baby in the house, except new babies are actually easier because you can take them with you. You can put them in the car seat. You can go for a drive. You can take them to Walmart. You can go get coffee. It's like having a baby, except it's actually harder, I think, than having a new baby in the house. And I can speak to that because I've had a new baby in the house. Where's your toys, Ivar? Where's your toys? Where's your toys? Ivar, what's this? Ivar, what's this? What's this? not realizing all the equipment that I would need and how to puppy proof everything. And it's just been a lot of dedication and a lot of work. And also the amount of learning I would have to do, like the learning curve I would have to do in a short period of time. I'm gonna go upstairs and you guys are probably gonna hear he's gonna start whining. You'll probably hear he'll start whining when I come up here, but I just wanna show you guys a couple things. Maybe he'll be okay. Sometimes he goes to the bottom of the stairs. Ivar, what are you doing? Stay there. Ivar, stay. Stay. You're okay. I just wanted to show you guys. Yeah, there he goes. That's what happens when I leave the room. We're gonna have some major separation anxiety problems, I think. But I wanted to show you guys this thing. So I got this thing from Amazon. This is a really good idea for if you have a dog or a toddler and a cat, and you want the cat to be able to get in the room, but not the dog or not the toddler. So this thing is adjustable, and you just hook it in, and so it allows the door to only open so far, far enough that the cat can get in, but not far enough that a baby or a dog can get in. And it also comes with, you can unhook it, just uses like command, like tape, and then it has this thing as well, so that the door can't inadvertently shut. So the cat can't shut herself in her room, and also nobody can get in. So that's really handy. All right, Ivar's crying bloody murder down there, but he has to learn that mommy leaves the room sometimes and mommy comes back, and it's okay for him to whimper and whine a little bit. And I have to get over that because honestly, it's harder on me than it is on him. And this was one of the things that I was not thinking about. Like, I knew that there might be some separation anxiety, but I didn't anticipate it would be to this extent that I couldn't even leave the room or go pee or have a shower without him freaking out. So that's a little bit stressful. Anyway, I've kept my room nice and clean and organized. Are you guys proud of me? I'm on top of my laundry. Like, everything's clean. I've been sweeping. Everything's tidy. I'm sleeping in my own bed. That's a win. I just wanted to show you guys the sleeping situation. So the room is pretty much puppy proofed. There's nothing in here that he can electrocute himself on or whatever. The only thing I worry about sometimes is the mirror in the corner. I worry that he might play with the box, but he hasn't shown a lot of interest in it, so I'm not too worried about the mirror coming crashing down. He hasn't been chewing on any of the furniture, and basically what we do for nighttime is I bring his dog bed up here, and his dog bed goes right here, and I bring him a couple of chew toys just in case he feels like chewing in the middle of the night, and I sleep in my bed, and he sleeps right there. And I also have a glass of water here, and I just unplugged my salt lamp and my other lamp, and there's no phone charger either for the time being. The phone charger's downstairs on the kitchen counter, and I also tied up the blinds so that he couldn't bite on the blinds. He hasn't shown any interest in my ottoman. He has shown interest in the corners of the shelf, but not very often, so I have left that there for now. And there's nothing he can get into in the closet, but yeah. The separation anxiety thing is real. I try when I go back into the room to just act like nothing happened and everything's okay. Not a big deal, because he has to learn that mommy leaves and mommy comes back, right? It's not bedtime yet. No. Why are you so stressed out? Huh? Oh my, that makes us so tired when we freak out. Yeah, it makes you so tired when you freak out. Why do you do it, huh? Why? How are we gonna deal with this when I have to work? Honestly, you guys, like, I don't even care about the accidents. Like, he can pee on the floor as much as he wants, honestly. He can chew the baseboards, he can bite my feet, but the hardest part about having a puppy is the separation anxiety. That is 100% the hardest part. It's heartbreaking when I leave and I see on the camera that he's crying for me and looking for me. It's very distressing and frustrating when I can't. What are you chewing on? Ivar, what are you chewing on? It's very stressful when I can't even go upstairs and have a shower without him crying. And if I do bring him upstairs with me, that's fine. But then I have a little sidekick in the bathroom with me who I have to then worry about. Like, are you trying to eat the toilet paper? Are you peeing on the floor? Are you trying to hop in the tub with me? And I knew that having a dog would mean less privacy. Ivar, don't do that. There you go. Chew on that, please, instead of the baseboard. I knew that having a dog would mean less privacy. I was totally cool with that. Like, I like the idea of having a dog that is sweet and affectionate and follows me around. But I don't like that if I leave the room, he loses his mind. If he was an adult, it would be fine because we wouldn't even need the baby gate. He could just come upstairs and he could come and sit with me when I have my bath. But because he's a baby and his growth plates aren't fused yet, and I don't want him to have joint problems, I don't want him going up and down the stairs multiple times a day. So it's a bit stressful at the moment, and I'm not going to lie, you guys, like I have cried so many times. I've cried so many times already. Numerous reasons. I've cried because I was stressed out. I've cried because I felt bad when he was crying for me when I left the house. I've cried because I've been a little bit more emotional because I'm a female and I'm hormonal and I'm emotional. And then people have written me and told me stories about how they lost their German Shepherds after 14 years and how heartbroken they are. And it's heartbreaking to me to even think about the future. Yeah, I get emotional just thinking about it. Yeah, what are you doing? I've cried because I'm so attached to him already. Like, I feel like I've had a baby. I feel like he's my baby, you know? Yeah, I don't know. It's all kinds of everything. It's so much work. It's a lot of stress. Like I started to say, I have bags under my eyes for the first time in my life. Like I've never had bags under my eyes. Even when I had my daughter and I was breastfeeding, I don't think I had bags under my eyes. And I do now because of a puppy. So yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. It's been a lot more work than I thought it was going to be, and a lot more stressful than I thought it was going to be. I was prepared for a little bit of a lifestyle change, but I wasn't prepared for it to be this extent. You want down? You want down? I know. He gets mad at the stairs because he doesn't know how to do them yet, and I don't let him do them if I can help it because I don't want him to hurt himself. He's up here on the couch with me now. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna lay down? Are you gonna chew on my pillow? What are you gonna do? A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, and putting the pillows up constantly. Like I didn't have to do that when I had a baby. Here, look, you got lots of things you can chew on. Sweet potato chew, toy. Good boy. Yeah, chew on your sweet potato chew. It's a good boy. Anyways, as I was saying, I think I have to quit watching so many dog videos because I'll tell you something. Watching these dog training videos has been stressing me out more than anything because when you watch dog training videos, first of all, those people are experts. That is literally their job, is to spend their whole day training dogs. You know, we don't have as much time to dedicate to that. So that in itself is already intimidating. Like, I don't have that amount of time to spend training a dog. Make sure he sleeps in his crate. He has to go in his crate. Make sure you're doing crate training. And then you start to feel inadequate, or you feel like you're failing as a dog mom if your dog doesn't like the crate and you feel like you're doing something wrong. If it wasn't for all the dog videos and the stress and the pressure of like feeling like I should crate train him and all this external pressure, I think also there's something to be said just for like relaxing a little bit and doing the best you can and just taking it day by day. Like when I think about when I was a child and we had a dog, we didn't crate train. We didn't spend hours and hours a day doing obedience training. And he was a wonderful dog. I know a lot of people who also have dogs and they don't spend all day doing obedience training, and their dogs turn out to be wonderful dogs. And I think, granted, I didn't do enough research about the breed because all that we really knew was we wanted a smart, loyal, protective, large breed dog. That's just what we wanted. Like we were thinking about Pit Bull, we were thinking about Doberman, but I didn't do a lot of research into the specific training needs of a German Shepherd, which is probably my bad. But at the same time, when I see videos, people talk about how amazing they are, like how they're just the best dogs in the world. Yeah, German Shepherds are just like one of the most beloved dog breeds ever. I don't know. I think I just need to relax a little bit because I've been so stressed. I've been so stressed this last few days, and I think we just have to give him lots of love, you know, spend an adequate amount of time training, make sure he gets exercise, make sure to keep him safe. And I think the biggest thing, honestly, is separation anxiety. That's the biggest thing that we have to work on because right now, that's the biggest problem. Like, forget about chewing on pillows, forget about peeing on the floor. That stuff he'll grow out of that. We just have to make sure he doesn't have separation problems. So for me, honestly, right now, the priority is that separation. Like potty training is going so good. He has almost no accidents. He's really, really good. He's starting to sit by the door to let us know he has to go out. He whines to let us know he has to go out. He's going to get better at that. We've only had him for a week. He's super, super motivated by his food. So honestly, the biggest priority for me is just that separation anxiety, and being able to go upstairs and wash my hair and have a bath and have him not lose his mind. That's what I want to accomplish. Like, that's my main concern at the moment. But anyway, it's time for me to eat. I'm getting hungry. Looks like he's going to have another nap. He just like chooses the most random times and places to have a nap, and then he just crashes. But yeah, it's time for me to eat. I'm going to see if I can get this video uploaded for you guys. It's literally nothing fancy, but yeah, this is the life. This is the life at the moment. And yeah, love the little guy to bits, but definitely feeling hormonal and emotional and stressed out and a little bit tired. Yeah, that's about it for today, guys.